Plaintiff Diane Jackson says the defendant is her niece, and they've always been close. Diane claims she loaned her car to the defendant, and while driving it, she picked up her 800-pound friend. Diane says their combined weight was too much for the car to handle, and as a result, the axle broke, so she's suing. Defendant Alicia Berry admits that the friend she picked up in Diane's car was overweight, but insists he only weighed 550 pounds. Alicia claims before she took the vehicle from Diane, she'd warned Alicia about the car's pre-existing damage, and therefore she doesn't feel responsible for the repairs.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor. My niece, we always had a close relationship. I have 4 boys and no girls, so she was always like the daughter I never had. Back in April was her birthday. I rented an SUV, gassed it up, took her up to Virginia, to the beach, so she can have a really good time. Bought a big cake. Surprised her. I bought cards, put money in it. I have always been there for her. It's like my home been a home for holidays. She would come over, Auntie, what's for Thanksgiving dinner? We always had a really close relationship, and I have done for her, and I have been there. And my thing is, I think that she really took advantage of me.
Did you all have any problems other than what you're suing her for, the car damages?
No.
No other problem?
No.
All right, let me hear from you, young lady.
Yes, sir. My aunt is money hungry. She's always been like that, even me growing up as a child. I'm telling you right now, this incident that's going on happened some years ago. She's just pretty much here right now because they cut her child support.
I was allowing you to give some background on your relationship. And so your background is that you believe your aunt is money hungry. Now, let me ask you, are any of the things she said true about the things she's done for you?
Yes, it is.
And your
true.
only comment about her today is that she's money hungry.
She's money
Very
hungry.
good. That says a lot about your character. Go ahead, ma'am. You've done so much for her.
Yes.
She admits you've done so much for her. And I was hoping she'd say, yes, my aunt has done a lot for me, and I appreciate the things my aunt has done for me. Instead, she says, my aunt has always been money hungry. And that's all I have to say about her character. Go right ahead. You're suing her about a loan and car damage. What happened?
Okay, the car damages is this. Okay, this was in like November of 2008. She was going through a bad marriage, and she was going back from Delaware to North Carolina. And her car, she had problems with her car that they wanted to repo it. So they ended up repossessing her car, and she had no transportation. So she came to North Carolina and she asked me, Auntie, can I borrow your car?
That's not true.
And I said, and I don't like to lend out my car. It's very personal, but I let her use it because my heart just goes out. This is how I care about her.
Did you charge her?
No.
Well, you're not as money hungry as she says. A money hungry person would charge for someone to use their car.
And then
Go ahead.
This is the thing. She picked up a friend. He's obese. And I don't mean like a beast monster, but he's obese, like obesity. He's about 800 pounds.
That's not true.
And she put him in the car, and she's not lightweight, so her weight combined with his it broke the axle.
That's not true.
It was so much weight.
It broke an axle?
Yeah, it broke the axle of my car. The axle broke.
That's not true.
And she didn't tell me. When I went to see what happened, when I drove it, she never even told me anything was matter. But like I said, I knew. I got to the bottom of it when my nephew told me that he seen the car. It was dragging the ground when she was at the deli. It was so much weight. The car was dragging the ground.
That's not true.
And I knew then there was a lot of weight in the car. And I asked her, after she got her car back, I asked her, I said, are you going to drive around? She says, no, he's not getting in my car. I'm like, okay, but you wouldn't put him in your car, but you would put him in my car to destroy my car. And it was fine. And I don't think that was right.
All right, ma'am.
First of all, when she gave me her car to use, I came down here to visit. This was before my car was even repossessed. I came down here to visit 2 years ago, and I asked her if I can use her car. When I used her car, she told me verbatim before I got the car, she said, be careful when you drive my car because it's a little messed up right now. Don't drive it over 60 miles an hour because it'll start shaking. I was like, well, what do you mean?
Her?
No, sir, I did not.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I didn't believe it until I actually got onto the interstate and I was driving. When I stopped at my friend's house, yes, I did go in to see my friend. When I stopped over there,
I know the car was shaking.
Why was the car shaking?
I was nervous about her friend getting hurt.
I hadn't even... Thank you. Wow. OMG.
I'd have been scared.
Did the car start shaking before or after it saw your friend?
I hadn't even made it to my friend's house yet. The car was shaking while I was driving on the interstate.
Hadn't seen your friend.
I hadn't even seen him yet. I hadn't even picked him up.
So the car, unlike what Doyle says, the car wasn't shaking because it saw your friend.
Because it saw my friend. The car was shaking when I was driving it. So I tested because I thought maybe she was just saying that just because she's very funny with her car. So when I got off the interstate to make a stop, I went to see one friend first. And something was wrong with her car. And the guy, he's a mechanic, he looked at the car. He was like, you need to put some coolant or something in here. The car is overheating. He said, you need to take this car back to your aunt. He put some water in the car and he's like, you should be good. Yes, I did go and pick up my friend.
Was the gentleman over 400 pounds?
Yes, sir. He was about 550. Yes, sir, he was. I'm not even going to lie. But
did you tell her he could not get in your car?
No, I did not tell her that.
She's lying.
I did not tell her that.
Have you had him in your car?
I've had him in a car. I've had him in a smaller car. I had a 1988 Chevrolet Cavalier, and he's ridden in that car. And I never had no problem with it.
Cavalier, all due respect.
I've had him in a Cavalier. I've had him in a Cavalier, Your Honor, and I never had no problem with that car. I drove that car until it was 500,000 miles. And I've ridden him in there numerous times.
500,000 miles.
Yes, sir.
And a 500-pound man can sit in your Cavalier.
He was squinched up, but he was in there.
Operate. Ma'am, I've never in the history of the world
I wish I could have pictures to show you that.
car that had 500,000 miles on it and could still operate. Ma'am, did you get any type of letter from anyone or an estimate or something from the auto shop saying it was caused as a result of weight, excessive weight?
No, but the axle was broken, and she knew it was broken. I told her it had broke. Because when I drove it,
She knew it was broken before she got it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't broke before she got it. It was fine.
Right.
There was nothing wrong with it. When I got it back, that's when I found out, and I was so angry with her.
And when did you notify me about the car damage? When did you notify me about the car damage?
How long after getting the car back did you
The same day. The next day, matter of fact, it was the next day.
When?
It was the next day.
I didn't find out about the car damage until after I was already getting ready to go back to Delaware.
How long afterwards, ma'am?
Maybe like a month or so later. A month or so later. Not even, maybe like 3 weeks.
Never even told me she was sorry for breaking my car or anything.
You say one day, she says a month.
It was a day.
Anyone?
I was already back in another state.
Anyone able to
I have
give
a
me some
letter here
evidence
from my son. He's going to be the witness.
I have my mother here as a witness, and she can verify back up everything.
Ma'am. Come on now. State your name.
Monica Jackson.
What do you want to tell me you know about when she told her or accused her of damaging her car?
Well, it was after she had left and went back to Delaware.
And how long after this alleged incident did she go back?
About a month later.
Okay.
I think she's confused because the thing is, when it happened, I asked her about it, but I didn't get into the money about her paying me. It was maybe a month later because it had to all settled. I was just
Let's
upset
get to the
about
loans.
it.
How does she owe you
Okay,
for
the
loans?
loan is right here. Her car was being repossessed. She's sitting in the car and she's crying and she's like, oh, I had to go and pawn my laptop and they're going to take my car. So I'm like, you know what, Alicia, I'll lend you the money once again.
No, that's not true. I could have. Money-hungry people don't lend money.
I have the. I
She didn't
use
loan
my
you any
debit.
money, did she?
Excuse me, sir?
Did she loan you any money?
Yes, she
This
did.
money-hungry person. Good enough.
Yes, she
Okay.
did.
Go ahead, money-hungry.
Okay, so
Loan me some money. Go ahead.
She had told me that they was going to repo her car, and I says okay, and I felt really bad. So she told me, "Oh, well, I'll pay you the money back in 2 weeks." And here's the paper here. When I lent it to her, it was
Excuse me,
September
she's
5th,
lying.
and I used it from my debit card. I got my
What
bank
is she lying
statement.
about?
Okay. Did we ever sign any kind of
Ma'am,
agreement?
talk to me.
Yep.
What is she lying about?
We never signed a written agreement, Your Honor, as
You
to
have a
when I was
written
paying the
agreement?
money back.
Did you say you did?
We never signed anything.
Ma'am, she didn't say she did, and she didn't hand me one. Tell me, did you borrow money? That's all I need to know.
Yes, sir.
Did you pay it back?
No, sir, because
all
she told
right,
me I
good
didn't need to
enough.
pay it
That's
back.
enough. All I need to know is whether you borrowed money and you paid it back. You say, no, you did not pay it back. That means you owe her. I believe her regarding the car damage. You say that you knew this man was 550 pounds. You put him in the car. Also, you gave me testimony that you had a Cavalier in which this 500-pound man rode, and that Cavalier happened to have 500,000 miles on it, which is very unreasonable. I find no credibility in your testimony. $1,886 is your judgment.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
I'm happy for the judgment, and I still love her to death. And
I'm sure
And
you are.
anytime I can help you, I'll be there for you.
Yeah, when next
But
time
I'm so money hungry, though.
Yeah,
But,
you're money hungry. Until you don't have any money, then you'll be ready to ask for it again. You'll be ready to ask for stuff back in return.